and it's cold out there.
It's freezing.
Oh.
Hey guys, what's up?
Daryl, where are you going?
I'm going swimming.
In the middle of December?
Why? You don't think that's a great idea?
No, it's not.
I mean, well, what do you want me to do with all this stuff then?
But hey, I have an idea for these.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put the rest in storage.
All right. Guess I'll go back to work.
The first transformation we're going to be working on is making a pool noodle into a candy cane. Whoa. We could use candy canes to go ahead and decorate around our Christmas tree area. We could also decorate our front lawns, or we could also hang them around the house just to give a more festive look to our holiday homes. The materials that we're going to need to make our candy cane are our pool noodle, white duct tape, fishing wire, and scissors. First, we're going to go ahead and grab our duct tape, and we're going to go ahead and tape around our pool noodle diagonally. Did you guys know that 90% of candy canes are sold between November and December? Also, candy canes were originally just white. It wasn't until the 20th century that peppermint was added into the candy canes. All right, so once we reach the end, we're just gonna go ahead and clip the end with our scissors. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and tuck this in like so, okay guys? So you should have something that assembles a candy cane, kind of like without the arch. We're gonna go ahead and work on the arch right now. We're gonna go ahead and use the fishing wire to make our arch. So once we have our candy cane, we're gonna go ahead and estimate a third. We're gonna go ahead and break it down to thirds. And to do this, we're gonna go ahead and estimate. So this is about 1/3, and then 1/3, and this will be our last third. So we're gonna use the last of our last third to bend it down and make an arch. Once we have that arch, we're gonna go ahead and use our fishing wire to tie it in such position. Okay, guys? We're gonna go ahead and want to grab our fishing wire. So in our last inch, we wanna go ahead and tie this part first so we could go ahead and pull it in closer to us. So we're gonna go ahead and tie 2 knots around our candy cane in the last inch, so we could go ahead and pull it towards us. So we're gonna go ahead and bend our candy cane back to that 1/3 position. So this is our 1/3. We bend it down, and we go ahead and pull it towards us. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and clip with our scissors our remaining wire, and we're gonna go ahead and tie it up. So we wanna go ahead and make a couple of knots so that it ties well and it's safely secured. And there you go, guys, a candy cane.
Okay, so our second pool noodle transformation will be making these cute decorative candies. Let me show you the materials we need. We're gonna need, of course, our pool noodle. The color doesn't really matter on this one, since we're gonna be covering it anyway. We're gonna need wrapping paper, color of your choice. I like this one because it looks like a mint candy, but you can use any one you have at home. And some clear cellophane wrap, kind of like the paper you use for Easter baskets. We're going to need a ruler, scissors, a marker, tape, and some decorative ribbon. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to take a ruler, put it right at the edge of this pool noodle. Here's 12 inches. Go ahead and mark it. This is where I'm going to make my first cut. We'll measure it again for another 12 inches. Mark it. Mark right here for another 12 inches. And here we go, the last 12 inches right here. So our pool noodle is 48 inches, and we went ahead and marked it. And 48 inches is equal to 4 feet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 feet. This is 1/4 of the noodle, another 1/4, another 1/4, so on, and we have a whole noodle. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this, and you're gonna grab your scissors and just poke it right here at your line, at the line you've marked. Be very careful with the scissors. If you need help, please grab a parent or adult or guardian to help you cut the pool noodle. I'm gonna cut right here where I marked and try to keep a straight line and go all the way around. Okay, so we cut the first 1/4 of this pool noodle, and I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting the rest of this noodle up, and we'll be right back. So here we have all the pieces of the noodle cut. This is 1/4, another 1/4, plus another 1/4, and another 1/4 equals 4/4, 4 out of 4, which is equal to 1 whole noodle. So if we put this back together, you can see it was 1 whole noodle, and they're cut them up in 4 equal parts. Do you guys remember how many inches that was? 12 times 4, 48. All right, so we're gonna start wrapping these up to make them look like candies. I'm gonna wrap first one right here. This was our 1 foot, 12 inches. I'm gonna use this paper because I think it looks most like a candy, peppermint candy. Okay, we are going to make sure we leave a little bit at the edge of the pool noodle so we can be able to wrap that up on the sides. We don't want this blue part exposed. Go ahead, leave some extra space on this side. I'd say about 1 or 2 inches off this side. You can use your ruler if you need to measure it. Okay, and we're just gonna see how much paper we will need. Okay, keep going. I think that's good enough. We're just gonna roll it up. Okay, grab some of my tape right here. Tape it down, roll, roll, roll. And we're gonna put more tape to tape this end down. I'll put another piece right here. And another piece over here. And now we just need to tape down the edges, the sides. So I'm just going to push in the paper. Tuck it in. Tape it down. And I'll show you guys this side. Tape it down. Put some tape right here. Whoops. Okay. There we go. So now we have our little peppermint looking candy. We're almost done here. And we're going to do the same process, but with our cellophane paper. This is our clear paper. Okay. We're going to roll this one out. Now for this one, we're gonna leave a little bit extra on the ends again because these are gonna be the ends of the wrapper. Now I say about here, let's see. Ruler if you need help. I'm going to say about, I'm gonna leave about 3 inches on each side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take my scissors. Be very careful again when you're using your scissors. If you need your parents' help, let someone help you out with that. Okay. Let me roll it to see if I'm gonna have enough to cover this candy. Okay. Cut across right here. Okay. I'm gonna roll this up. Again, we're gonna tape it so it can stay in place. One side here. Give a small little tape. Now I like to try to line it up where we previously taped with our wrapping paper and tape it again. Top. And turn this around, roll it up. Use some more tape. Tape it down. And now, here comes the fun part. We get to use our decorative ribbon to tie the ends of these candy. Let's see. I like to roll it out to maybe about, I'll say the foot, so 12 inches. Cut it off. Measure it again for the other side. There we go. Okay, let's tie the ends of these. Here we go. Make a little knot, like if you were tying your shoe. If you want to make a little bow, just like you were tying your shoes. Ooh, lots of glitter. The other side. There you go. There you have it. It could look like a real candy. I wish this was real. There you go, there you have it. I'm gonna do the other 3 pieces and we'll have our 4 pieces. We'll be right back. So there you have it. I did all 4 pieces of my pool. Don't they look great? I have some with some other type of wrapping paper. They have little candies on here. These look like peppermint. I think they look awesome. These would be great to put in your Christmas tree or hang on the wall with some tape or put them on your lawn. I think they came out really cute. I hope you guys enjoyed.
So our last pool noodle transformation will be making these birch wood tree logs. Now these are really nice to have outside in your front porch or inside by your Christmas tree or fireplace. And it's just very nice to decorate your home. So what you're gonna need to make these are your handy dandy pool noodle, a ruler, paint, which I have in black, brown, and white, some tape, scissors, decorative ribbon, and other decorative pieces, like here I have ornaments and a candy cane. You're going to need a tablespoon, some paintbrushes, some school glue, and some water. So let's get started.
So the first step in our birch wood decoration is we're going to grab our pool noodle again, and we are going to divide it in 4 equal sections. So we're going to need our little ruler here, and remember that there's 12 inches on a ruler, and that's equal to a foot. So we're going to cut it into equal feet. So we're going to go ahead and cut it and mark it. So mark it here. I already made my marks earlier, so I'm just going to cut at the mark, just like we did for our candy decoration. So we're going to go ahead and start on our first log. put these off to the side. So for our first log, here is equal 1 foot. Again, 12 inches. We're gonna grab our brown paper. If you don't have brown paper, you can use white paper, any kind of paper you have around the house. And we are going to measure this out. So because our pool noodle is a foot, we're gonna make sure our paper is a foot, at least a foot. And because we're gonna be wrapping the sides, we wanna make sure that we leave a couple inches. I'll say an inch. We'll leave an inch on this side and an inch on that side, so that way we can have enough paper to wrap up the sides of the noodle. So let's see, grab my ruler here. That's about an inch. That side is about another inch. You can mark it with a pencil. I'm just gonna fold the paper over, and I know where to cut. Start cutting. Okay, now we want to make sure we have enough paper to wrap all the way around the noodle. So I'm just going to roll it. Right there, it looks like it goes all the way around. So we're going to cut it right there. Okay, so mine is about 12, 13, 14 inches in length, and in height, it's about 9 inches. That's for my pool noodle. Now your pool noodle may be a little different, bigger or smaller. Okay, so we gotta cut this paper out 3 more times so we can have 4 pieces of paper, 1 for each log. We'll set this off to the side for a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna wrap our pool noodle like this, okay? Now we're gonna, this is the fun part, we're going to crinkle our paper. We're gonna crinkle it up, make a little ball, and then we are going to unwrap it, just like this. This is gonna make the log look a little wrinkly and bumpy, just like a real piece of wood would look like. You wanna do it again? You can do it again. Squeeze it real tight. Open it up. Okay. And now we're ready to glue. We're gonna have to glue this paper on our pool noodle. So here I'm using some clear school glue. You can use a regular white school glue if you need to. Let's see, I'm gonna grab a brush, dip it in. I'm gonna start with one side of the pool noodle. Okay, put the paper on that side. Kind of hold it there for a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna go all the way around the pool noodle, adding this glue so the paper can stick. And now we're going to glue the sides. To hold it in place, if you want, you can use some tape. I'm going to put some tape right here to hold it down. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right. Okay, so now, after we have that done, we are going to put the tissue paper on the log. Here's our white piece of tissue paper. Now, what I like to do is just grab some sheets, rip them up in little squares, kind of like paper mache. I don't know if you guys ever done paper mache before. So rip them up in little squares or strips. Okay, and we are going to do kind of the same process where we wrinkle them up and then glue them on, okay? We're gonna wrinkle it up, unwrap it a little bit, and we're gonna glue this on. Okay, kind of a fun and messy project. when you glue it on, make sure you leave some creases and bumps here because we want to make it try to look as close as possible to a real log, a tree or a tree stump. Okay. Okay, so now that I got it all covered with the white tissue paper, just gonna go ahead and let it dry before we get on to the next step. Now if there's any pieces of the tissue paper that are coming up, you can just dab on some more glue to make it stick down. But this looks good. We want to make sure it's all kind of lumpy. We're gonna go leave it. I'm gonna put it outside because it's sunny right now. So hopefully it'll dry within 30 minutes, an hour. And then we'll be back and we'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that we have our log dried, after we put our tissue paper on, the next step is to paint it all white. I'm gonna take my white paint here. And we're gonna dip the brush to this white paint. And we're gonna put it all over this log we made out of a noodle. We want to make sure we cover it completely in white paint, making sure we get all the little indentions here, the paper where the paper creases or bunches up. So, more paint on. I like to hold it from the end here, and then just use my brush to put the paint all along one side. And don't forget these ends right here. These also need some paint. Okay, so now that I finished completely painting this all white, we're gonna go leave it out in the sun to dry. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, it looks like my log is dry. All the white paint has dried. Looks pretty good. So now we are going to make a wash, a paint wash. What that basically is we are using our black paint and diluting it with water. We're just gonna water it down using water so it won't be so thick and will create what we call a wash. So to make our wash, we are going to put here a tablespoon. So I'm gonna fill this up here. Whoa, black paint. Okay, dump it into my cup. Try to get it all out. That's okay. And actually, I'm gonna use the same to use 4 tablespoons of water. So we are learning about ratios. So 1 tablespoon of black paint and 4 tablespoons of water. So for every tablespoon of black paint, we use 4. So the ratio is 1 to 4. So we did our 1. Now we're going to do our 4. Okay. Put this off to the side. Get another paintbrush. Give it a quick stir. Okay, here's what it looks like. It's watered down paint or diluted paint. Now I'm going to tap it off and take some of the excess paint off. Put this off over here. And we're gently going to give it a nice coat of this wash right here. So make sure we have very little on the brush. Okay, and then I'm just going to gently dab it in places where I want the log or our pool noodle to look dark. Gently dab it here. If your wash seems too dark, you can always add a little more water. Okay, I think that's good enough. We're gonna go ahead and let this dry, and we're almost done. There's one more step. Okay, so now we have our log. It's dry from the black wash we did. So we're gonna do the exact same thing, but this time with the color brown. We're gonna leave this out to dry. This again should dry very quickly because it doesn't have a thick layer on. So we're gonna go ahead and let that dry, and we'll come back with the final product. Okay, so now we have all our 4 logs all painted and dried. So now it's time to assemble this project. So I went ahead and I laid out 3 on the bottom, just one in front of the other, and I added the 4th one just on top. So I'm gonna get my decorative ribbon. I chose red. Red is my favorite color. So let's see, and I'm just gonna slide it underneath, right here in the middle. A little more. Now I'm going to tie it into a big bow. There you go, just like if you were tying your shoes. Okay, there we go. Cut off the extra piece. And cut a little bit off of the side. Now it's starting to come together. I'm gonna add some little decorations. I got these from my Christmas tree. I'm gonna put some right here. Maybe a little candy cane. Squeeze that on through. Add a little jingle bell. Add a candy cane if you'd like. Here. There, you could go ahead and play around with it, however you think it looks best. And there you have it, your little birch wood decor. Here you go. So there you have it. With the help of Ms. Brisenia, we were able to transform a pool noodle into 3 different ways. First, we made a candy cane by estimating 3 equal parts of the pool noodle. Then we made these decorative candy pieces by converting inches into feet. And lastly, we made these birch wood logs by using a 1:4 ratio to measure out the paint. If you enjoyed these 3 pool noodle transformations, send us in your photos or videos of your transformations to map@cityofmontclair.org. Knock, knock. We have your pool noodles.
Wait, where are they?
Right here.
What?
We transformed your pool noodles into holiday decorations. Candy cane, candy,
And logs.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the holiday decor is much better to do during the winter time than going swimming, girl.
Well, guess I'm ready for the holidays then. Thanks, guys.
Sure, no problem.